we're entering this twilight zone, 2 weeks period between the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo and the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. Now, it's very interesting because Virgo and Aries don't have much in common. They don't really see each other on the scale of the zodiac wheel, which I think could create even more like bizarre sense of wobbliness in the energy, because it's not like it's, one eclipse in Virgo and then the other one is in Pisces. They kind of have a direct um, view to one another, an ability to see the horizon, the light at the end of the tunnel. Um, but with Aries being like quincunx Virgo, it's like it's not they're not in each other's eyesight. They can't see each other, so they don't know what's going on with the other. They Aries doesn't really know what Virgo has kind of finalized with the full moon lunar eclipse. Virgo doesn't know what Aries is planning to start with the new moon solar eclipse as it's finalizing things. So they can't really um, match stories, right? They can't plan together. They kind of have to have this blind trust, blind faith that the other has whatever they're doing, that they're on it or that they have it covered or that it's going to work out somehow. That's interesting. And then this in between period is like every energy is kind of doing its thing, not knowing what the other energy is doing, if it's doing its thing, and will it work out? Will all the pieces come together? Will everything fall into place? Will the parallel dimensions kind of come together and become this third integrated path, or will it just be a chaotic zap and mess that will end up separating ways? You don't know. It's kind of it's an energetic wild wild west. Energetic wild wild quest. So let's see let's have one reading for my fire seekers. Hi, I know there's just one more week for this in between eclipses, but eclipse season is, affecting us not just technically on the dates. So you can take this reading further on. Starting with 8 of Pentacles. I like this frog. It's reminding me of the story of the frog cooked in hot water. Like you put a frog in the water and then slowly you raise up the temperature and it gets warmer and warmer and hot and hotter and then boiling. And because it's a process and each time the frog kind of gets adapted to the new temperature, it is said that by the time it's already literally cooked to death, it's already too late. By the time you notice that you're being boiled, because the process is slow and methodical, which is also an aspect of the Eight of Pentacles, slowly but surely working on something, working on the mind, one step at a time, one day at a time, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year at a time. It sculpts the brain and the system and the mechanism in a way where by the time you're completely engulfed by it and maybe alarm bells are sounding all over you and around you, you can't hear them. An Eight of Pentacles, you put your head down and you keep doing the work and you dig a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. What will you do inside that hole? Fire sign. 2 of Cups. Okay. It's like trying to leap above the boiling water. And by the way, it doesn't matter if it's an actual true story with biologically and scientifically with the frog. it's a metaphor, and it's very real in life, especially when it comes to indoctrination, brainwash. Um, you know, there's a reason why, they say habits makes character. When you do something, repeatedly, it becomes a real part of your system. So if it's a positive thing, great. If it's a negative thing, and negative never presents itself as negative, of course, then not so great. There's an aspect of swimming so deep that you no longer remember you're in the water. And then by the time you drown, you think you're elevated. But here there's a leap. You are awoken. Neptune is about to move into Aries, and there's the eclipse is in Aries, right? So even if you're a Leo or a Sagittarius, whichever fire sign you are, and of course if you're Aries, but all three of you, it affects you very, very strongly, and somewhat equally even, I would say, because it's a trine between those signs, and it's fire. It's not like Earth, a slow moving, like trines and Earth signs is a slower influence on one another. But with water signs and with fire signs and with air signs, it's a lot more like they're kind of in a way go through the planetary shifts together. So this Neptune moving into Aries and new moon solar eclipse in Aries affects all fire signs in a similar way. Maybe it creates a level of, a wake up. Um, Now, of course, for those of you who are in a situation that is very positive and beneficial and nourishing, that's a different story, but maybe it's not your reading. But this reading shows me a situation where you find yourself needing to leap above something that has been engulfing you, and it's almost like last minute. It's almost like last chance of escape. Show me more, please, for fire seekers for this time frame. Wow. Four of Swords and Eight of Wands. 2, 4, 8. Oh, we had Eight of Pentacles. 8, 2, 4, 8. Okay. Four of Swords and Eight of Wands, very different energies. In the Four of Swords, you stand still and are immovable. And maybe you're contemplative, maybe you're restful, maybe you're frozen or shocked. Maybe it's by choice, maybe it's not by choice. Here it seems like it's by choice, like you're taking a moment to think. It's almost like you're um, neurons and brain synapses and are kind of get hit by a buzz of some sort. You're being like, see, in here it's quite literal. Like it's a mental buzz where you're like shaken out of something. And here the imagery with the Eight of Wands, like there's this image in a coffin, and then it's like I see it as like the same stream of electricity or consciousness that given it a buzz and almost like waking it up from the heart, from the core, and then it's like awakens and stands up, and it's kind of like being in a coma and then waking up from a coma. And there are portal here's. Portal here's? There are portals here. Sorry. There are portals here. I'm very drawn um, to the terrain in here because there's an ocean and water source, and then there are mountains as well. I'm really drawn to the red. And it's almost like the escape is here underneath this individual. Like underneath you, there's the route, and two doors, actually, two ways out. You're standing above it, almost like a vertigo of some sort. Show me more, please, about this. The fire signs and fire seekers. My name is Morgainne. This is the existential shift. Oh, I'm editing it, the intro that applies to the collective when it comes to the eclipses in the beginning, so you probably already heard that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not about me. Not making it about me. I mean, it's also about me because I'm a part of everything, just as you are. But anyway, you're getting my point. So with the Two of Cups and with the Eight of Wands, there's incredible movement, right? And then with the Eight of Pentacles and Four of Swords, there's stagnation. So are you physically stagnant but movable in your mind? Are you physically movable but mentally stagnant? Four of Wands. Oh my gosh. 8, 2, 4, 8, 4. So 2 eights, 2 fours. Very karmic. Very, very karmic time. This wake up is very divinely timed. It's very karmic. It's like a karmic stage has reached its completion. Now, time for the next karmic stage, chapter. So it's a very natural course of events, although it feels somewhat shocking, but there's a lot of positivity here. Let's break that down for a second and look at the Two of Cups, Eight of Wands, and Four of Wands. There's partnership for some of you. There's romance. There's coming together. There's committing to someone, committing to a relationship, a connection with a very devoted approach, with a very with longevity in mind. But it's also, of course, very fiery as you are with the Eight and Four of Wands. The path becomes clear. It's no longer confusing like in the Four of Swords where you got to stop, take a moment, and be like, look at the compass because it's kind of swirling. Like, wait, where am I? Look at the map. Like, the Four of Wands, everything is clear. You see exactly the direction. And with the Eight of Wands, you move in that direction. Dreamer of Swords, beautiful. Just like Page of Swords. There's a mental awakening inspiration. Someone is like really opening your chakras and inspiring you, and like a lot of zaps, a lot of like eureka moments, even if they're small, but then they add up. A lot of very major realizations. It's like you restudy yourself in a way. You restudy your situation. It's like something you found yourself in a position where you feel like you're knowledgeable about it, something that you feel like you're knowledgeable about, you're experienced with, you thought you knew it, and then suddenly you learn a completely new approach to it, or an analysis of it, like a different perspective to the same thing in a way. So could be a profession, um, occupation, something, or something that you're studying, something that you're learning, something that you're mastering. You're realizing that what you've been learning or working at or believing or doing yourself very well real and legitimate, but has only been one aspect a much, like it's only been one approach. Okay, let's say it's like there's denominations. You didn't know there was more than one denomination, more than one way, more than one approach. But you're discovering there are more than one denominations, and some of them have a lot in and some of them repeat, but some of them say different things, and it's all reasonable. I mean, Dharma doesn't have one face, right? It's not one ultimate truth. It's vast, it's infinite, and it really it's very unique to each individual and each person's path and each soul's journey. Um, so some things are a matter of right versus wrong, and some things are a matter of two truth can coexist, and it's just a matter of what fits me, what fits the situation, and so on. Bottom of the deck, um, we call it here the wise fox in this deck. That's the death card. It's a major change, a major mental change, a major change in approach. Six of Pentacles. That's a cute imagery. I love cats. I love kiddos. Um, oh, there's also a frog on her lap. Look, this is the boiling frog from the beginning. So the frog is free. Okay, you're not gonna be cooked alive. That's good news. I'm happy to hear, Fire, that you're not gonna be cooked alive. To be unalived. No, okay. You're hanging out with a black cat and a maiden. That's good for you. You're alive, all set. So okay. So these are metaphors. So you manage to leap above the boiling water, right? You skip it. You escape the lava. You're escaping the lava, thank goodness. Oh, that's okay. Anything else to conclude this fascinating, beautiful, potent reading for my fire seekers? Thank you, Spirit. Seven of Swords. You got to start using your mind in a way that serves you, fire. You got to start planning. The frog needs to start planning its way out of the boiling water. And if you like these waters, fine. Just don't be inside of these waters. Go outside these waters and then make yourself some tea with these boiling water. Just don't sit in it and get boiled. Like, you know what I mean? Like, boiling water in them and of themselves, they can be fine, but you got to be wise in how you utilize them. Don't let them drown you and cook you. Have it measured to your side and take a sip. It's like you're holding the teacup. The teacup is not engulfing you. That's how you want it to be, right? And right now that's not the case. Right now you're sitting inside of a huge ass teacup, and it's hot in there. And you can tell that it's hot. You feel, your body, your alarm system is going off the charts, but maybe inside the walls of the teacup there's a manual that tells you that it's good. Who wrote that manual? Why do they want you to think that it's good to be boiled in a teacup? Maybe they want to drink the tea with you in it. I, I love my brain. I love my brain. I love my brain. Sometimes metaphors that come to it's great. But oh my God, I just noticed that literally there's a cup here. And it's literally describing everything I just said. I know it looks like, of course, I meant it and of course I planned it, but it's like I didn't, I noticed that it's a Seven of Swords. It's a new deck for me, so I'm learning it. But okay, anyway, so you know how I said stand outside the cup, the boiling cup, not inside of it? Here he is standing outside of it. It's like he's out of it. He managed out, right? He jumped out. Too hot for their booty. Okay? Too much fire for the fire, right? So fire leaped out. Now the sword, it's the mind. It's like you start thinking in clarity because the air element doesn't have room inside the water. It becomes like floating bubbles that you can't really catch or grasp or understand. It's a different dimension. But as soon as you go outside to where oxygen is, the air element, the thought element, is able to kind of show itself to you, and suddenly everything makes sense. Suddenly you're able to see things clearly, objectively, rationally, with clarity. Sometimes you got to take yourself out of a situation to understand it. Um, so, anyway, fire signs, I see yourselves having been in a situation for a very long time. It has engulfed you. And now you find yourself kind of jumping out of it because your system just jumps you out of it. Something about your soul is like, no, 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 no. This is not where we are. This is not where we end. This is not the end of us. This is not where we lay our. Mm-mm. Nope. It jumps you with or without your will. And then when you're jumped, it's like this moment of waking up and you realize, wait, was that a dream? That was a dream. What is reality? It's good to go to sleep and have a dream. It's good to have this experience moderately. But should I let that, you know, I feel like I'm explaining it in a way where you guys kind of misconstrue it to excuse staying in the cup. It's like you're like, yeah, the thing outside the boiling cup, that is the dream, but here in the cup, I am safe, and that is how I should do it. It's like, no, it's like your mechanism. That's how powerful brainwash can be, or just a habit. It doesn't have to be as extreme as indoctrination or brainwash. Although we do know, we see the world. There is so much terrifying indoctrination and brainwash out there, especially of the youth now in the West. It's crazy what happened to Generation Z. It's tragic. Um, they got their good heart got hijacked by very dangerous ideology, but everything presents itself with with a beautiful bow, right? And then by the time it's taken over your brain, you don't even know it has taken over. You don't know that it's the ideology speaking out of your mouth, like Otto, right? Like a puppet, like a robot, like a parrot. You're parroting, the narratives that were drilled in you. Is it really your mind? Is your mind is free? Is it truly what you think? Is it truly what your heart echoes? Okay, and when it sometimes it takes time to snap out of it. You have like moments of realization, and then immediately the brain that is so used to these cycle and that mechanism immediately reels you in and start rationalizing. So in those moments of realization, stay there. And as soon as you recognize your mind starting to kind of take you straight back to whatever habit was ingrained in you, right? And this Eight of Pentacles. Think the Rider Waite Eight of Pentacles. The imagery there, where it's like he's carving on a coin, like tap, 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 tap. This has been fire. Something has been carved inside your brain, tap, 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 tap. Like writing on stone. Deep, deep, deep. Whew. But Six of Pentacles, it's fortune, it's grace out of the blue, something that helps you. And Seven of Swords, you got to rationalize and recognize it. Here's why you're trying not to. The Three of Swords, it's like the realization is painful. The realization is very painful and very disappointing, but it will free you. Okay, I can dive into this reading forever, but it's already take a look at the description box below to see other links and services and fun stuff. You want to know how to read tarot via tarotchi, and go through a shamanic journey and spiritual study with me. Check out my tarot masterclass. It's available either on Patreon for separate purchase or for unlimited streaming, or right here on YouTube for channel members on Golden Ratio tier. Thank you, channel members, by the way, all channel members of all tiers, for your ongoing support. They start as low as $1.99, so it's a great way to reciprocate and show the love and support my work and my time and energy and knowledge, so that I can continue doing this for us. If you're new and you lasted this far, you like it, you dig it, join the existential shift, subscribe. Share your thoughts with me. I love reading your comments. If you feel like this could be helpful for someone, share it with them. I also did already for earth signs, earth seekers, and water seekers. So check those out as well. Stay magic, stay true. I love you. Mwah.